Monday, March 30, which is National Doctors Day, as we recognize doctors for the contributions they make in medical care in our community and region, especially in the midst of the crisis we're getting through right now, or trying to, very hard anyway. Dr. Scott Larson is Senior Vice President for Medical Affairs and Chief Medical Officer for Bronson Healthcare, and he joins us this morning on WKZO. Dr. Larson, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Well, Ken, thank you for taking time to recognize this National Doctors Day. We really appreciate it, and it's an opportunity to recognize folks that work, 24/7, 365 throughout the year, but in these times it is particularly a challenge.
Well, this year, Doctors Day falls obviously in the midst of a global pandemic, the likes of which we haven't seen in most of our lifetimes, I'm sure. And this is a time that the commitment and dedications of physicians are at the forefront of everyone's mind.
Well, they are, Ken, and I tell you, I couldn't be more proud of the physicians in our community, and in particular the ones that I work with every day and around the year. Just in the last few weeks with these challenges of COVID, it is truly unprecedented, and I must say that the physicians have stepped up and organized themselves and shared best practices, paying attention to conservation of personal protective equipment and how to do practices that we're used to doing routinely in a much safer way. We've tried to do virtual visits as much as we can, but still keep everyone engaged. It's a team effort, but I'm telling you, the physicians in this community have really stepped up to lead the fight against COVID.
Well, this certainly is an important point you make. While this is a day that doctors are recognized, everyone is realizing, I think, that they're one part of an entire healthcare team, Doctor.
Well, it is indeed a team sport, and while physicians may be seen as the leader of that team, the team is immense, and you all know the players, but nurses, pharmacists, advanced practice providers, respiratory therapists, physical therapists, radiation techs, EMS folks. We can't forget the EMS folks, and everyone behind the scenes that help keep the wheels on the bus, so to speak. The environmental folks that get these rooms cleaned appropriately and safely, so we can turn them around quickly. The folks behind the scenes that help, just the utilities. All these things are essential to keep the doors open and to keep us safe. So it's a fun profession, and it's teamwork all day, every day, and we hope we can get through this sooner than later.
We're talking with Dr. Scott Larson from Bronson Healthcare on this National Doctors Day, and more than just saying thanks, to what can we as a community do to honor National Doctors Day?
Well, I would stay safe. I would follow the recommendations and take them seriously. If you haven't had a chance to see some of the examples of what's being fought on the front lines, I would encourage you to search for those. But really, stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, practice social distancing, avoid the T-zone. That's your eyes, nose, and mouth. Don't touch that area because that's the common point of entry for the virus. And another really important thing you could do is to donate medical supplies to our teams. As you are aware, across the country, there is a shortage of personal protective equipment, and in particular gowns and masks. I must say this community has stepped up very nicely, and donations are on the rise for personal masks, and companies are making gowns. It's just amazing the work that's being done, but this demand is not going to stop anytime soon, and so if you could do those things, we would really appreciate it, and it would be a great way to say thank you.
That's a good point, and donation site information is available for you to look at bronsonhealth.com. On this National Doctors Day, we've been talking with Dr. Scott Larson, Senior Vice President for Medical Affairs and Chief Medical Officer for Bronson Healthcare. Salute to you and the staff at Bronson and all our healthcare facilities here in Southwest Michigan, Kalamazoo area, around the state of Michigan, for everything you're trying to do to stem the tide of this pandemic, and we appreciate you joining us to share some information with us this morning.
Ken, thank you so much for recognizing this day. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure to do that on News Radio 590 and 106.9 FM WKZO.